Hey, welcome to my channel where I talk about my dolls, and that's literally it. And in this video, I'm going to be continuing my spooky season Halloween videos by opening my deluxe Living Dead dolls. Some of them I've had, the Sadie I've had for quite a few months, the regular Exorcist I've had about a month, and the blue Exorcist I just picked up a couple days ago. So for anyone who watches my regular videos, my American Girl videos, the dolls behind me, this is going to be out of the ordinary and may not be fun for you. And to anyone who's tuning in because they want to see the blue Exorcist of Doom, I will open that one at the end because I'm going to open them in the order they came out. So you may want to fast forward, scroll to see the new doll. And to anyone else who's still going to stick around to watch the entire thing, as I said, I'll open them in order. So I'm going to start with Sadie. And the thing about Living Dead dolls is I used to collect Living Dead dolls. It was about 20 years ago now that I looked into when Series 4 came out. That was really scary to discover because not only does time fly, I don't even feel that much older than I did 20 years ago. So that's a little bit humbling. And the other thing about Living Dead dolls is they come with this really thick plastic wrap over them. So that's the one thing I remember when I collected them was once you open the doll, there was no like faking it that it was resealed, because any kind of seal, like if you brought it to a CD store, those used to exist, they wouldn't be able to replicate the wrap. And as I said, my first series was Series 4. Makumba was my obsession with Living Dead dolls, but he's not in this video, so I don't know why I want to talk about that. I guess it's because they used to use one sculpt for all the dolls. So here's Sadie. She's going to have a lot of glare because of the lights in here. They used to use, well, one main sculpt, which was, I feel like it was a bit cuter, like a more of a innocent looking sculpt, like if you removed all the morbid and evil looking paint. And so now they've done these really elaborate sculpts. And so far they've released 3 that have come out, 2 are up for pre-order. And Sadie she was on pre-order for like a year before she actually shipped. And I must be very patient because I waited another like 6 months to open her. And so underneath the main part of the doll, I hope it doesn't fall out, is the rest of the pieces. So she's got like another faceplate and some accessories that I knew at one point, but like I said, she's been in my closet for so long waiting for me to open her that I kind of forgot everything she came with. And to anyone who doesn't know anything about Living Dead dolls, they were sort of like, obviously they're horror dolls, but they also had a very Gothic feel to them. And the original 8 series that came out, they were not very articulated. They only could move their heads back and forth and their arms up and down. And then it was Series 9 that they released a more articulated, well, ball jointed body, so their heads could kind of, go around the way this one does. But they didn't have elbow joints or knee joints. So this is what's part of what makes these the deluxe Living Dead dolls. And now that I've opened her up, because from the pictures I thought, okay, she looks a little like harsh and not very cute, but there is a little bit more of that spooky, cute quality in person. Let me get her a little bit closer. And I'm actually really close to the camera today. Sorry about that, but these are smaller dolls. So I figured, A, I could get a little bit closer, and B, I would need to because smaller, littler details. And I think a lot of people who might end up watching this won't really know much about Living Dead dolls. And so the articulation, her hands can move up and down, and she comes with extra hands too, but I'm just trying to show you what she does before I get to that. And I remember the way the old dolls used to sit. Their legs would just like splay out, almost like an American Girl. I thought she would, okay, so she's just a little stiff. So she can like sit properly if you wanted to put her on something, which is what I intend to do. So that's cute. And I brought over a doll stand, but I don't think it would fit them. This is the smallest doll stand I have. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have brought more. No, it's too big for the waist. So never mind. That was a failed attempt. And so because she comes with accessories to hold, she also comes with other hands to actually hold them. Which reminds me a lot of Integrity Toys, another deluxe doll line I used to collect. And let's see if there's, so I think there are instructions in here because her face, you can change her faceplate. And I may not do that with all 3 dolls because it will get a little repetitive and complicated. Now that I'm looking at the instructions, I hope it's more intuitive than it looks. So again, a lot of glare because everything's plastic. And so if I didn't explain enough about her outfit, it's all velvet. And usually on this scale of a doll, because she's only 10 inches, usually looks a lot more cumbersome. Like they usually look more like held in than this. So yeah, they actually did, I think, a really good job on the scale. Like maybe it's more like velour than velvet. And the socks are fabric. The shoes are molded plastic, which it's okay because they've always had molded shoes. And at the scale, no, they probably could have made some like a patent leather kind of material, like they do with other dolls that are. Oh, she's probably not focusing hard. There we go. Yeah. So the what is this little skull? What is that called? A came or something like that on here? Yeah, very cute. They like the dolls as they used to be were very cheap materials because they were cheap dolls. And that's the other difference is the original dolls, Living Dead dolls that were out before this deluxe line were I think probably about 25 to 30 American because in Canada where I live, they were the cheapest I ever saw them was $30, but that was rare. It was usually 40 and then some places would have oh, sleeves. And then some places would go as high as $50 Canadian. And with uh, the currency exchange at the time, it was probably mm, 40 probably would have been about yeah, maybe like $28, 25 to $28 American. And these dolls, I believe, are 125 American plus shipping. And the good thing about I'm like I said, Canada. I'm assuming they shipped all across the world, but they shipped to Canada at least, and the shipping wasn't bad, and they charge you the customs up front, which is a really good thing because they ship through FedEx, and if you get anything shipped through FedEx, not only do they charge customs, they charge broker fees, which I think alone are $30. I should have been opening this while I was talking. Okay, so like I said, another face that I don't know if I should exchange, if I should put it on her here. What's the big difference between these two faces? Oh, I guess so. Her lips are kind of going up, and she's kind of like pouting a little bit more in this face. Just keep turning her around so you can see her. And um, the vest is, like a nice feeling cotton material with velvet or velveteen velour up here, and then the black lace and some bric-a-brac. What's that stuff that goes around? Ric-rac? They just that like a trimming that you would sew on. Wish I'd brought more better. Ooh. She's also very heavy, by the way. Like her body feels really solid, which I didn't expect. I thought the weight, because her box was heavier than Exorcist's box, and I thought it was because of this headstone. So yeah, there's a death theme. So if anything seems really morbid, open at the bottom. Don't be surprised. I'll get to this in after because there's a little trick to it. Something hiding inside. There's like a little surprise. And she comes with these sunglasses, these sort of gothy, old-timey horror sunglasses. I'm not showing the right angle. There we go. Let me put them on her. And I don't know what I don't know if she doesn't feel like, I think it said she's vinyl, but because she's so solid, she feels really different from any like vinyl or plastic doll I've ever had. And Sadie, this character, was, I would say, kind of like their mascot, their main character, because she's had so many versions come out. Like, I think they originally planned to have one of her in every series, but she was, if I remember correctly, in series 1, 2, and 7. So yeah, like I mentioned, there are these other hands that I'm not even showing to you. One that, like, this one points, it's going to be really hard for me to hold up and show. And then this one is where she would hold her accessories, which I'll put on her in a second. And she comes with little, oh, I thought he would look more morbid, but he's just a cute little teddy bear, but he has 2 different colored button eyes. And other than that, he just looks like a cute teddy bear. A little hair clip. I think it's a Velcro. You know how like anyone who watches my American Girl videos, they often have those Velcro type rhinestones. That's what this is. It's a Velcro hair clip. Very cute. If it focuses, there we go. Oh, she has a third hand. Oh, 2 grippy hands, I guess, if she wants to hold her bouquet in one and all these other things in the other, because she comes with a butcher knife, which was like part of her. These dolls, the original series, they would come with a little, what we would call a chipboard poem, just like maybe 4 lines that give a little bit about how they became unalive, because that's the idea behind them, is there are horror characters or kind of morbid characters or unalive characters. Let me just button this up. One button. And hers, so she's in her story, I honestly don't remember all those little details, but she, okay, so I think I just pulled this out like an Integrity Toys hand. Yeah, okay, that was pretty easy. Okay, so it's got like a little, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this off. There's like a little ball joint inside, and that's, oh, why aren't you focusing? It's focusing on my face. There we go. A little ball joint that the hand grips into. And there's a plastic, there we go. Let me get rid of that. So let me put both her grippy hands on. I call them grippy because that's what I call them on Integrity Toys. And so I can have her holding her black bouquet, which is, oh, so I'm already noticing that her hands already have like black dye on them from the outfit. So to anyone, I don't think anybody out there who watches my normal videos is going to be running out to buy any of these. And she sold out anyway. She sold out within the pre-order. But, if you have her, I don't know how it would have turned black because the cuffs, whoa, that was really weird. Her glasses I picked up and they literally flew at me. Where'd they go? Here they are. Maybe she doesn't like them. Honestly, like, spooked me out. What was I saying that I angered her? I mean, she's already looking pretty angry to begin with. Okay, so back to what I was saying. She can hold her bouquet in one hand. And I guess to be a little less morbid, I'll have her hold her coffin bag in the other hand. There we go. And I won't put her sunglasses on because I think she doesn't like them. She attacked me with them. And her teddy bear can be at her foot. And I don't know if I want to change her face. I like the face she's got on. I'll think about it at the end if this video doesn't get too long, because it's not my usual content, so I don't know that I want it to be an hour. Let me put her clip back in. Feeling a little shaky ever since she like spit her sunglasses at me. And so the other thing I wanted to say or show was this tombstone that comes with her. It's probably resin or some kind of plastic. And I believe, okay, so this turns, and this wasn't something how does this come off? Oh, okay. So they didn't talk about this in the release in online. I think other collectors just discovered that this piece comes out and inside is her opposite of birth certificate, if you know what I'm saying. And it might have a poem on it, or just, it's really hard to read. Maybe yeah, so it's a poem. You can show it close up. I don't think anybody's going to want to read all this. It's really hard to make out because of the font they used and the black against the sort of orangey red in the background. But it's her opposite of birth certificate, her death certificate poem. And it looks to be a different one from what she had when she first came out. Because that's what would happen. They would come with one of these certificates. It wouldn't look like this. And it wouldn't be hidden inside some secret compartment. It would just be underneath their inner coffin card or cardboard. Does this go back in? I think I'll figure that out later because I might have to shrink it down as small as I can get it. So there's a cute little secret they put in there. If I can figure out how to put it back in. So very creative. And I can move on now to the second doll that released, which I think I got. So again, it was a pre-order that took about a year to come out after the pre-order. And these are both dolls reimagined from the first series of Living Dead dolls that came out in, I think, maybe 2000? 2002 was Series 4 when I started. So I think 2000 was probably when Series 1 came out. But I didn't do any research before this, so I could be wrong. And again, it's this thick plastic that's causing a lot of glare. So that's why I was trying to kind of hide them off screen. And so when I was saying I started, not only did I start with the oldest doll first, the first one to come out, I also started with the least morbid. Like, I find this Exorcist doll a lot more morbid than she is. So I didn't show you Sadie's box. So this is to give you an idea of what I'm going to show you from inside. So this is the artwork on the back of her box. I'm really bad at unboxings, but here's the back of Sadie's box. So Just, it's the doll, one of the stock photos they used on the website when they sold the dolls. And so I think I've warned you enough, to anyone who's still here, that Exorcist is coming, and more glare, but here you can see she's really morbid. And I already said that the older sculpt that they had, the generic sculpt, was cuter in the sense it looked younger. These look a little bit more mature, and so it lost a little bit of the cutesy element to the way the face looks. And again, very solid, very like heavy. She's got a plastic thing around her face, but I'm just kind of showing you the entire process. And ooh, what's this stuck to? Oh, it's just stuck to the plastic. And her face is shinier than, like, she's supposed to look like, I think she's supposed to look like a porcelain doll because she's cracked. And her face, like I said, is shiny. So let me bring her closer. I don't think I need to give like jump scare warnings because this whole video is going to be jump scare warning. And so part of her story in her original was the drawstring around the neck is how she became unalive. That didn't go back on nicely. Ugh. There might be a trick to how to get it back on. But because I might change, maybe her face is not the one to change. I'm not going to change hers because her extra head is like extra scary. She's going to sit. I think I want to have her sitting down on her coffin while I show the other stuff she comes with. And these are going to anyone who watches my other videos. She's really scary. Sorry about that. I didn't design her. I didn't create her. So she comes with a lot of stuff too, but no mausoleum or tombstone. And if you want to see how it looks inside, it's just, there's so much glare, it's almost pointless to show this at this point. And more instructions are in here to change her. For her, it's like an entire head. And that other head, I'm just going to say, it is crazy. And I don't think I would ever have her displayed with this head. It looks more like an accessory, like something she would, you just display it with her. Let me just show the head, get it over with. So it's going to be in 3 pieces. Jump scare warning. And you can take off her entire head and then put this on her with her like little scraggly hair pieces. So it all snaps in. And her head, I know, is complicated because her second head only has 1 eye socket. So the eyes inside are on, let's snap in. Maybe this goes first. The eyes inside are on a sort of pulley system where you can move them around. And I don't know if you can move them with your finger. I'll try in a second if I remember. Oh, here it is. And so you're supposed to turn one of the eyes around in her head before you put this head on. This is really not as smooth as I expected. How does that go in? Oh, in the bottom. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because this loses any, when I said that their new faces aren't as cute as the old ones, this one has no cute element whatsoever. It just looks like a dried skeleton head or corpse head. So here you go, jump scare. It's actually cute, like for a Halloween decoration. That's why I got these dolls. I'm only going to bring them out for the month of October. And like I'll have her displayed with this head, just as like an accessory. It reminds me of, there's this Creep Show episode from one of the newer seasons. And there's this head that gets inside a dollhouse and it keeps attacking the other dolls that live there. And it kind of looked like this. So that's what I like about this head. And I think it's kind of like humorous. And so part of her story has always been, that she's got bugs as treats inside her egg basket. So she comes with a more elaborate version of an egg basket, more elaborate than what she used to come with. And then she comes with all these little bugs, and I hate bugs, but I think they're fake enough. So it's gonna be really hard to show because they're really small. They're almost like, ooh, how am I gonna show that? Okay, I don't think you're gonna get a good picture of what these little bugs look like. And maybe you don't want to, so that's not a bad thing. And then she comes with worms. Ooh. And I guess these would be like centipedes. I hate these a lot. Like, these are probably the worst part. These are probably going to scare me a lot. I'm going to forget that they're there and remember at the wrong moments. And so she comes with 2 other sets of hands, whereas Sadie only had 3 extra hands, so she has 4. And then she comes with these, I guess they would look like Easter eggs. but they're, of course, morbid horror version of Easter eggs. And some of them have creatures bursting out of them. Again, horror-themed dolls. So to anyone who thinks I need help, again, I didn't create these. I didn't design them. I just bought them for Halloween. And there's too much to fit in her basket, I think. So I guess these will be displayed around her as well. These stupid bugs. Ugh. And then she has this mask, which is like a vinyl plastic mask with an elastic to go around her head. And the funny thing about this mask is when she has it on, she now has two sets of bunny ears, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I think it would be cute if I would imagine it would be cute if she had the gray head on and then this over it. So maybe her little friend can have it on. I didn't even show you. I got an idea of seeing how it would look on the other head. So it's really hard to get this hood on with her hair, like it messes up her hair. Did I get it up right? Not really. Okay, sorry. 1 second. And I haven't had a Living Dead doll in a really long time. So I'm handling them for the first time in a long time, but also the first time because these deluxe dolls are really different from what they used to be. Okay, so I got that up here. Maybe it has to be above her ears to stay in the right position. So yeah, to have her hood up and her mask on doesn't make sense to my brain. Like my brain doesn't take that in properly because it's like two sets of ears. Why? But what I was about to say is I think it would be cute on this head. Maybe to hide up a little bit of the morbidity. Okay, no, that doesn't help. It doesn't even fit. If you want to see, here you go. It doesn't help. It doesn't do anything. So I think maybe she can just hold it in her hand because the same thing. She's got grippy hands. So she's got her hands, oh, to hold the bugs. Duh. Okay, so let me put on one of her bug holding hands. Yeah, she's really shiny. I think she's supposed to look like a porcelain doll, but I don't know why. She never was before. So it doesn't really register with my brain either that she's so shiny. Sadie's hands were a lot easier to get on. Get in there. Okay. So she can now, for whatever reason, hold one of her. So maybe that's a better way to show you the bugs. The way it like bounced across my table, that's not fun. Let's see if it'll focus on her. If it falls out of her hand, it's fine. I don't care about the bug. Oh, I better find that before I think it's something else. And what else do I want to show you about her? Because I'm not going to change her head. And again, if the video doesn't get too long, I might do a head swap at the end, just so anybody who's curious about these dolls can just see what the idea is behind it. Let me hold her, get her. Ooh. They pop out easily, but they don't go back in easily on her. There we go. Fine. I don't know how durable they are either, because it's my first time handling them. Her hands were so much easier. With Integrity Toys, sometimes because their bodies came apart completely, sometimes you would need to heat them up to get their limbs to move around. And this isn't as bad as like, say, an eye swap for American Girl. So if I'm making it look really, really hard, I'm just being dramatic because I'm dramatic. And so now she can hold her basket with all the eggs and bugs in it. She might do well with a doll stand because she doesn't have shoes to kind of keep her feet flat. So you know what? Before I regret my decisions, let me just put her on this doll stand. Sure, it'll hold her somewhat. So you can get an idea of her holding her basket. I feel like I'm making this way more complicated than it needs to be. Funny purple hair, a little bob. Look at the camera. There we go. Cute, right? Who's even watching this? So now, I'm going to move on to the newest doll. It was a horror convention exclusive, and a couple things to say about, first of all, Living Dead doll exclusives. When I collect something, I hate exclusives. I hate when things are hard to get. Like, I'm not somebody who feels I'm special because I got that really rare doll. I feel like, oh, what a relief. And then when I don't get it, I'm like, see, this is stupid. We shouldn't have something so exclusive. And I know I'm not the normal collector. Most people do love the excitement of chasing something that's really rare. But for me, it just makes it feel like when things become unattainable, I I don't know, I lose interest. I get bored. I'm like, oh, I could have had that. And FOMO for me doesn't make me want to chase. It makes me want to like find something else, something better. That's hers. Why am I putting that over there for? And so this comic exclusive, because when these came out, I'm like, you know what? I love deluxe dolls now that I'm older and I can afford better dolls than when I was a kid. I was really excited and thought, okay, they're not going to come out as much as they did before because it would be like 10 main series dolls would come out a year. And these seem to be coming out maybe two a year. You're pre-ordering them a year in advance just because I guess production or whatever. And they're more elaborate, but I don't want to have to chase things that are hard to get, like this doll was, the one that's in this box right here. And so when they revealed that it was going to be at some like convention that was in America, a really far place for me to drive, I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to not care about anything that I can't have, just get the ones I can and be happy with them. They're just coming out for Halloween anyway. But then they said whatever was left over, whatever stock was left over from the convention, they would put on their website, mezcotoys.com, which is where I got these two, by the way. They also, the non-convention exclusives were also released on stores like Big Bad Toy Store, other, was it on Entertainment Earth? I don't think so, but other stores where you can get a lot of collectible merchandise. And so I think only Mezco Toys got the overstock of these, and there seemed to be quite a bit of overstock because when I saw that somebody had posted in a Living Dead Dolls group that these were online now. So I was among the first people to order because I just happened to see that their post was pretty new. And then they sat around for quite a few hours. So either it took a while for the word to spread, or they had quite a few left over, or there's not a big demand because they're already expensive. Like I said, I think $125 USD for these little, well, I mean, they come with a lot of stuff. And so because of that, I was like, okay, good. I will get it because it's attainable. And like I said, I was able to get in on it really fast. So when they finally started shipping, I think we paid for them about a month ago, which is when, after the convention ended. The convention was last month is what I'm saying. And then I felt like I was among the first people who's shipped. And maybe because they went in sort of like order sequence. So she's going to look a lot like this doll, but she's a glow-in-the-dark blue variant. So even the artwork on the back is the same. Let me put her down because she's so much glare. And one thing I saw on other posts was that they were putting in a little Halloween grab bag, which is cute because I love Halloween and I love things that I can use to sort of decorate my Halloween displays. So I'll open this little thing first, just kind of get it out of the way, so to speak. And I'm not even sure what's in it. Because when I saw that there were things that came with it, I was like, oops, spoilers, don't look. And it looks like there's a button, like a pin. I'm assuming it used to be a bug. So is this their new mascot? It looks very mascot-y. It's like a pumpkin-shaped mascot head, maybe. And some cute Halloween stickers. I mean, who's going to care about this? I'm just showing to give the entire experience. As I always do. He must be some kind of new mascot. I don't know. Because I haven't collected Living Dead dolls in so many years. I'm out of touch, to be honest. And maybe I should know what it is, and I just don't remember. And then some little blind bag figurine, right? And I don't know anything about these. He's just like a little like black version of. Oh, I guess he's supposed to be black. And then this is just his mask. And all plastic. It's cute. It's tiny. I mean. Oh, and a little tiny knife for this little tiny guy. I shouldn't be spending so much time on this. It's not even important, but it's cute, right? It's getting a little grab bag for Halloween. It's fun. It's cute. It's camp. So now let me get this out of the way because if anybody, there may be people who have tuned in because the Blue Exorcist is new and she's a variant and she glows in the dark. And I should make some room for her. So again, that thick plastic wrap that is so Living Dead dolls. And they also, I forgot to mention this before, that they haven't, I think this is supposed to feel like a return of the Living Dead dolls because they stopped making, I didn't even know this because I had stopped collecting them for a while, but they stopped making them a few years ago. I don't even know what the last series number would have been, but I mean, there were a lot of Living Dead dolls, so it's amazing they went on as long as they did. And now they're back. Deluxe edition. So here, same artwork as the other Exorcist, and same packaging. And so a funny thing that I remember about living dead doll collecting, we all love things that glow in the dark. She looks super spooky because of this classic case cover. But I think out of the two Exorcist dolls, she's not as morbid. I think it's because of the glow in the dark. It makes her just seem, to me, seem a little bit cuter, like adorable, right? And I believe they called her, oh, she's covered in plastic. Oh, you know why? She's got a black suit, so it's probably staining. It's probably going to be susceptible to making her stain. Sorry, I'm thinking that's kind of disappointing, but so should I take this off? And I don't want her looking like this. And you can see the glow in the darkness of her. And I don't think she looks as shiny because of what they've used to make her glow. And she just looks, when I say completely different, she just doesn't even, I don't know, because of the glow in the dark thing, she doesn't really look like humanoid. She looks almost like a robot. She's cute. I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to talk about what differences I see. And then I believe, oh no, she comes with different accessories. So here's her underlay box. Again, everything glows in the dark, even her little shrunken corpse head. And I might do like an add-on after of her glowing in the dark. I'll see how it looks. And again, instructions on how to change her head, which, I don't know, I just don't like the idea of putting this head on them. Oh, it's like what's this? A blanket? Oh, I guess it's kind of like a teddy bear. She would hold it. Like those blanket teddies that babies have. I've seen them because I collect Princess Tiana and they are Disney ones. And I've been tempted to get the one of Tiana, but it's just like a plush I already have with a blanket underneath, so it's not that important. And this is kind of clicked and snapped, and there we go. And I don't think this glows in the dark, but it's blue at least, so that's the variant version, or the variantness of the mask. I have to pop everything out. Oh, it's a sign. Oh yeah, okay, so it's like cardboard that is folded in half and glued. So it feels very durable because it's folded over and doubled up on a plastic stick. So let me put together her glow-in-the-dark funny head, and I think I know how to do it faster now. So this goes in the bottom. So there's like these two, I don't know if you can see it on there. There's like a tube in the bottom that feeds into the bottom of these two tubes. I don't know why there are two tubes though. Oh, maybe something to do with the eye mechanism, which I won't know because I'm not going to do it. And then it snaps in. I'll show the heads together after. And it's like all the exact same, but glow in the dark and blue. Has the last one. Her little spindles of hair. There we go. It's like kind of crispy, or not crispy. It's like really dry feeling, so that it feels what it's supposed to look like. Is that how it goes on? This one doesn't line up as nicely. It's almost like the skull is a little bit too small. Like if I can show you, if you can see what I mean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my microphone's picking up those cars honking. Sorry about it. There we go. I think you get the idea. So here are the two heads next to each other. These are so funny that I hope I'm not like traumatizing anyone, but I just think they're hilarious. And I hope the focus is okay. There we go. So funny. I think like I'm gonna love displaying these more than the dolls. And hands. Okay, so that's cool. She doesn't come with any more of the bugs. That's good. I was expecting a whole bunch of glow-in-the-dark bugs, and that would really be a nightmare. So I like the fact that she comes with this little blanket thing and the sign instead. And glow-in-the-dark hands. Let me see if I can... Her arms aren't... Okay, so it's just her hands that glow in the dark. Her body looks like it's like flesh tone. I don't know if you can make it out from there, probably. And then the hands that go on it, like, oh, I'm scared of taking this off. But you know, it's not like I'm going to do anything with her. I'm not going to like customize or redress these dolls. They're just, this is who they are. And I want to give her a grippy hand so that she can hold the sign at least for anybody who's curious. So her hands are hard to put into. Give me 1 second to get the hands on. And I don't time lapse anything, so you're just gonna have to. Oh. It's also the material of her bodysuit, her costume. kind of makes it slide. There we go. Okay. So, ooh. Changing her hands is a little bit more difficult, definitely compared to Sadie. So hopefully this fits in here now. I just pop it in like this. Okay, I guess, okay, so you can open up the hand a little bit to get the sign on in her hand, right? Okay. I don't know if she's supposed to hold it like in a natural way or supernatural way. Anything else? Oh, I should put the mask on her. And the eyes look kind of funny to me, the Exorcist eyes, because the whites, what would be the whites of her eyes, are black, and then the glass part of the plastic part, the insert part of her eyes are, they're shiny, so it just looks kind of funny that not the whole eye shines, just the colored part in the middle. Here she is with her, this is the end sign. I'm going to try to put her hood up now so you can see all of her ears at once. So I feel like it's probably the glow-in-the-dark part that I find charming about her. So I find this one a bit more charming. And I like the colors, the blue and the black. Even though this is a more classic-looking Exorcist to anyone. And yeah, to anyone who's not watching this because they're into Living Dead dolls, obviously her name is Eggzorcist, like to make fun of, or to pay homage to Exorcist, but using eggs because she's a bunny. Which is a little campy, corny, whatever, but I've known this name for 20 years. So let me see if I can just get this on in front of you. Maybe it's a me problem. I don't know. Let me just take this off. I don't know if anybody, I haven't watched any unboxings of these dolls. I should have, in preparation. I feel like I need to warm up her hand to get it on. Come on. Okay, it's going in. Wow, to anybody who watched the whole video and saw, oh, let me put it on down here. Sadie's hands went on so easily that I wasn't expecting this. But I think Sadie's hands didn't feel as rubbery as these ones. I don't know if that's what's causing the problem. So it's like there's more friction from the rubber. This is so weird. Okay, I think it's on. Let's see if she can hold her teddy bear blanket thing. So that'd be really cute. Cute. You know what I mean by cute. Morbidly cute. Okay. It's not a great grip on her teddy bear, but probably enough that, okay, it's fine. And I don't trust her to stand up on her own. But here she is, and you can probably hear all the rustling of all the plastic underneath her outfit because she is covered in a black suit that's probably going to transfer a lot of dye. So I'll have to like display her carefully that she's not rubbing up against anyone. And if there is anyone who watched this video, especially people who are like, who watch my other stuff, they're used to all my, what I would say, cutesier dolls. What did you think? And which one do you like the best out of the three of them? I don't know if it's the newness or because she glows in the dark. And like I said, Living Dead doll collectors love glow in the dark stuff. I think I like Blue Exorcist the best. And even though I do like Exorcist, she's my, so it would be 1, 2, 3. And the two that are on pre-order, one of them is the boy, and one is who I always considered like a deviled up version of Sadie when they first came out. And, oh, do I need to try to change her face? I don't know. I'll try and see how easy it is. It looks like it might be very difficult, or does it just pop right off? If I feel like I'm going to break her, I'm going to stop. You know what? There were instructions, right? Are these hers? These are Exorcist. Do I have to take her whole head off to do it? Gently hold doll back by hair. Gently holding front to face with other hand. Pull front to face away from back of head and hair. Was I not gentle enough? Because it wasn't working. So hold her by the hair. I don't feel like it's pulling. I don't feel like it's going to pop open. So maybe... Oh, that felt awful. I hated that. I hate this. Ew. So I think that probably, ew. You see how gross that is, right? Ew. I don't like it. So I guess you need to take off her eyes and put them in her other face. How does this work? Probably too complicated. I shouldn't have done all this. Regret. Does this come out easily? So that's what I was saying. You can move her eyes around. Oh boy. Here, if you want to see what that looks like. It's like I don't hate that as much as I hate the face inside of her face being gone, but I kind of hate that too. But in like a better way. And how did these come out? I think I just pulled them, right? This, and you know, just everything feels really delicate. Oh, maybe it slides up. No. Maybe it just pops out. I feel like I'm just supposed to pull it. Maybe I should have watched a video on how to do this so I don't break my doll. This feels like it shouldn't be this hard. It's like it starts to come out and then it just stops. Okay. Whew. Were you worried for me? Were you nervous? So I think this is the other face, right? Imagine I put it back on on the original. So eyes in there. It kind of pops into place. Is it secure? And then it's kind of stiff. Okay, so that's good. It's good that it feels stiff. I feel like they're not straight like this. Okay, how do I get that to... Ugh, just fell right out of her head. When I was trying to get it to come out, remember how hard that was? Now it's just like you touch it and it falls right out. Very strange. I think so. I have Chucky dolls that you can move their eyes too, but because the dolls are bigger, it doesn't feel as complicated. And the subtlety of the expression is like it's not even worth it. It's like to me, what I see, it just like her lips are either up or down, like really not that drastic. Like when I put this on, I have a feeling people aren't going to even know that I'm going to be able to tell that I changed her face. Sadie, you're so two-faced. But barely. This is very complicated because of her bangs too. But the good thing about the bangs is they kind of cover the... Oh yeah, there's a thing on the bottom. I practiced almost with the Exorcist heads. The Exorcist corpse heads. I'm hearing clicks, so I'm thinking that means it's good, but then her head's like, how do I get you in here? Okay, so back here. Where is it? I don't think I did it correctly, or like I don't think it's perfectly on there, but yeah, you can even let me know if you see any difference. Aside from her messed up bangs now. I guess I could see a subtle difference in her expression, but to me, not worth changing her head. Going through all that, especially on camera, witnesses to my spectacular failures. Oh, this opens up. What's in there? Oh, there's just a plastic piece. The same shape of her coffin. There we go. Little coffin bag. Now tell me, how different does she look, huh? With her new face. It's like the exact same. All right. I think I've done more than I needed to. So let me charge up the glow-in-the-dark doll. And if it doesn't do anything impressive, like on camera, it may not show up on camera. So if it doesn't, that's why I'm about to end it here. And if it does, I'll see you after. But if not, I will see you soon in the next video. And I think that was everything I had to say, right? Yes. Okay, so thanks to everyone who watched, and I will see you soon in the next one.